welcome back to the Design Make Play Show. My name is Siri Jones, and I'm really happy today to have a special guest. We have Farhan Umedali, and really pleased that you could join us on the show here. And Farhan is a very accomplished filmmaker, as well as a cool science background and a bunch of interesting things. So to start off, tell us a little bit about your background, and then we'll get into a little bit of the film stuff. You came from a science background, tech sector?
Yeah, so I never thought I'd actually be a filmmaker. I studied neurobiology in school because I wanted to learn what makes me a human being, how do things work in life, and I ended up designating into that particular area. But I had this music production background from a very young age. So when I finished my research at university, I got into music production, and I was full on music production. Then I learned music video production because I had to market our music. After that, I worked in renewable energy, and then found a way to combine all my abilities to help make positive change through making videos to basically for technology companies, because there weren't a lot of filmmakers that understand science. And science is, we got to educate people about science, right? That's why we're here, I guess, eh?
Yes, that's really cool how you've been able to combine it all. It's quite diverse. Even the music and the science. I've heard some people say that people that are good at math are also good at music. I'm not sure the reasons for that, but when you went from science to more music and things like that, what was your reaction from friends and family? Did they think, oh, you should be going down just pure science path, or were they okay with it?
Well, what happened was, when you come from a traditional family, they kind of want you to be okay in life. And so when you start to, venture out into music, which is kind of a wild card sometimes, right?
Yeah.
They get a little worried about it. But the thing was, I was musical from a very young age. So all throughout high school and university, I was producing music. So they already kind of believed in me in that way. It was kind of a wild card. But what happened was, as I got into video production later on, I realized how beneficial my music production was and my science background. So I actually got to combine them. So it wasn't they didn't fight each other, they complemented each other. And that's what's unique about what I do now.
Okay, and I understand your company, Vovo Productions, you can do all the aspects, right? You can do the audio, the video, the script writing, and how is it like that when you're, a lot of times when you're doing these videos, you have a team of people and lots of coordination. I guess there's some big advantages to be able to do it all yourself. Do you ever miss having the bigger team around you, or is it how does that work out?
Yeah, so when I look at the situation we're in this pandemic, and the way I think it's best to be as flexible as you can be in the world. So what I'd like to do is be able to do it all, but when I need somebody who's an expert, I can go out there and I know how to manage them. So I need a 3D motion graphics person, or I need a specialized sketch animator or a lighting assistant. I know who to call, and I can scale up very quickly. But when I need to scale down, then I don't have all those additional costs. And the people that I'm hiring, well, they actually really care about what they do, because they're representing their own brand and their own company, right? Or their own career path, their own personal ambitions to be excellent. So I found that was the best way for me to kind of be flexible and also not manage people. I found sometimes it's tough to manage people, so I do it, but I like to be flexible as well, because I have to travel to all kinds of different places. And
so you kind of created your dream career in a way.
Yeah.
You just put it all together.
Yeah.
And one thing about Farhan, when I first met him, I was really impressed by his environmental passion to make the world a better place, and clean tech and clean energy and all that. Tell us a little bit about your environmental interest and how you became so passionate about helping the environment.
Yeah, so what happened was, I formed my company to market clean technology and sustainable solutions. And my family was involved with renewable energy, actually. So my dad was involved with a fuel cell technology company. Fuel cells use hydrogen to basically create electricity for all kinds of applications, like the future car, and the emissions are water and oxygen, right? So cool stuff like that, right? And basically, I was producing these marketing videos for technology companies, and then I started doing videos for David Suzuki, who's a very well-known environmentalist. And under his mentorship, he opened my eyes to many different causes, and one of those is how Indigenous people were actually treated in Canada, and it shocked me how badly they had been treated and how little I was educated about that, even in a top of the line private school. You're taught that Canada was discovered by X, Y, and Z people, but was totally wrong. There was tens of thousands of years of history here, and once I got this, I opened my eyes to this completely different, just even about residential schools and how kids were taken away from their parents to be brainwashed. Really, kind of a dark story. You realize that you have to be part of the solution. That we're all here together, and that we have a shared environment. And that made me want to fight harder for environmental justice and human rights in Canada itself. And that sort of pushed me in that direction.
Well, that's really good to hear, because quite often we have the habit of looking at other countries and saying, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, when here there's so many issues to be addressed, including what you're mentioning.
It's an immigrant story too. My family came from East Africa as refugees. Sometimes we just say, thank you, Canada, for everything you've given us. But sometimes we have to take ownership and realize that we can make this a better place too. We can fight for what's right here. We shouldn't just turn a blind eye and say, there's a lot that we can do right here. Exactly.
Yes, and I've been impressed with all the different initiatives that you're working on. One is the Empowered Filmmaker Program. Can you tell us a little bit about that? It was really amazing to hear, inspiring program. What is that all about?
So what happened was, about 5 years ago, I produced a documentary which helped protect some Indigenous land. It's an area of the Skeena River in northern BC. And doing that, I realized that I was coming from a place of privilege, and I was representing the story of the Indigenous people there to help stop this catastrophic environmental disaster, which is a pipeline that the government wanted to build with a Malaysian oil and gas company to basically sell away Indigenous land and give them nothing. And I realized that I had to come in to help them with this, but wouldn't it be great if they could have more capacity to produce their own films and do things like cultural restoration or just awareness in general. Also, holding the camera is how you hold people to account, and how justice can be served in the modern world too. If you look at Black Lives Matter and all these issues and these uprisings that are happening for justice, is because somebody was holding a camera. So I wanted to create capacity for young people and older people alike in marginalized communities to tell their story. And that's where the Empowered Filmmaker Masterclass was born. It's a 5-day program. On the first day, you don't have to know anything about filmmaking. On the 5th day, we're watching your film at our film festival, and it can be done with determination. All you need is determination and willpower. Everything is available for you online, and I'm here to catalyze that. I'm here to give technical skills, but it became so much more than that. So 200 people now trained, and it keeps growing every year. There's an online version, January 20th, and it's supported by TELUS StoryHive, which are awesome supporters. Cool. Yeah.
And if somebody is interested in learning more or applying, do they go to your website, or where should they go?
Yeah, they can go to empoweredfilmmaker.com and
empoweredfilmmaker.com.
That's right.
Very cool. I've seen your documentaries, and they're amazing. You've won all kinds of awards. It would take our whole 15-minute segment just to go through all the different awards. So I know you're a humble guy, so maybe we'll skip through that. But check the website for sure to see all that. And now I guess we got a couple of minutes left. We have a lot of secondary school students interested in getting into digital arts, digital media.
Yeah.
And wondering what kind of tips that you would have for those of you that are watching and thinking about how to navigate their next steps. What would you recommend, following your passion within film? Is it go to school, learn yourself, do what you did, get a science degree, and then branch out?
Yeah, I always think what matters is having a story to tell. The technical execution of it, well, that can be learned by yourself. I feel, if you have the determination. If you're the kind of person that needs to learn in the classroom, that's fine. Come to the Empowered Filmmaker Masterclass. That's still that kind of situation, right?
Yes. But
at the end of the day, I want to encourage as many young people to put their stories out there, because they, if you're not telling the stories that matter, somebody else will, and that might be a corporation that doesn't have good intentions. It might be just people that want to make money by exploiting others or the environment, and we need young people to to put their stories out there. Also, like, your voice matters, right? That's another way. Sometimes people feel in this world of so much. There's so much media. Young people feel like, oh, I just need to get a job, and I just need to fit into this mold.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like, there's so much more. You can change the world alone, by yourself. And one of the most powerful ways to do it is sharing your story. Filmmaking's a great way to do it.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's really good advice. We're pretty much out of time, so I think we'll. On that note, I think that's a good way to wind the interview down. But it's been awesome having you, Farhan, on the show.
Thanks so much.
Very inspiring what you're working on, and hopefully we'll be able to have you on again in a future episode,
Sure.
and we'll have to. It'd be great to maybe later show some of the students that you've had that have gone through your.
Yeah, that
film
would be
series.
awesome. That would be awesome.
Really good. So thanks everyone today for joining the Design Make Play show. We hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you again back on Monday. So take care, have a nice weekend, and thanks for joining in.
Thank you.